Good morning and warm welcome to my dear friends, my students. In the first part of my lecture, when I was talking about the elixir of life written by C.V. Raman, I was trying to tell you all that C.V. Raman talks about the biggest and the most precious resource available on this earth. And he says that we look for elixir, we talk of immortality, but we forget that the elixir, or we can say in other words, amrit of life is water. So let us continue with the chapter. And as he already made a mention about the utility of rivers, how rivers they make fertile, and he also talked about the diminished civilization which were due to water or somehow the changing course of river. The flow of water has undoubtedly played a great part and a beneficent one in the geological processes by which the soil on the earth's surface has been formed from the rocks of its crust. The same agency, however, under appropriate conditions, can also play a destructive part and wash away the soil, which is the foundation of all agricultural effects on the life of the country. So, there are two things. Number one, the water can deposit the soil and make the land fertile, and on the other hand, it can also take away, it can also wash away the soil, which is the foundation of all agriculture effects on the life of the country. So in nutshell, we say that water plays an important role not only in building or in construction, but it also has a destructive role where it completely washes away the top fertility of soil. The conditions under which it occurs and the measures by which it can be checked are deserving of the closer study. Soil erosion occurs in successive steps. The cutting up and washing away of the earth is only too painfully apparent in the formation of deep gullies and ravines, which make all agriculture impossible. Sudden burst of excessively heavy rain resulting in large runoff surplus water are the principal factors in causing soil erosion. Students, I am reminded of the tragedy of Uttarakhand, where suddenly the outburst of cloud could bring lot of havoc and turmoil, and everything was destructed. It led to the destruction, serious destruction. Contributory causes are the slope of the land, removal of natural protective coat of vegetation, the existence of ruts along which the water can flow with rapidly gathering momentum, and the absence of any checks to such flow. Incredibly, large quantities of precious soil can be washed away if such conditions exist, as is unhappily too often the case. Now, the question arises that what is the reason? Now, how can we put a check on these destructive measures, destructive conditions which are caused by the flow of water? The menace which soil erosion presents to the continuance of successful agriculture is very alarming in many parts of India, calling urgently for attention and preventive action. The terracing of land, the construction of bunds to check the flow of water, the practice of contour cultivation, and the planting of appropriate types of vegetation are amongst the measures that have been suggested. It is obvious that the aim should be to check the flow of water at earliest possible stage before it has acquired any momentum and correspondingly large destructive power. So he has given some suggestions also, the writer gives some suggestions as building of check dams, the terracing of land, the construction of small mini reservoirs, check dams which can check the flow of water, Then the practice of contour cultivation, we can change, we stop the use of the practice of cultivating the same things all throughout the life. We can change so that it helps in checking the soil erosion. And then proper type of vegetation also are amongst the measures that have been suggested. Now, writer says that water is the basis of life, and every animal and every plant, they contains a substantial proportion of free and combined water in its body. We all know that human body also is made of 5 elements, and water also is of course necessary in our body, and not only in human beings, in animals, in plants, agriculture, everywhere the water element is there. The problems of soil erosion and inadequate or irregular rainfall are closely connected with each other, because this is a cyclic process. As you sow, so will you reap. It is said, I was reading a very good article where he says, prayers go up and blessings come down. So it is the measures which we take to prevent, to conserve water, and that goes in the form of prayers to the sky, and sky in turn blessings of rainfall or blessings of water shower on us. So we have to be very careful regarding this. It is also evident, however, that in country where we have a seasonal rainfall, and immense quantity of rainwater must necessarily run off the ground. So what is important? The collection of water and utilization is very important. We have to see that water should not go waste, because we have only few months of rainy season. So what Indians, especially we Indians, have to do, in broad term he is talking about persons remaining on this universe, but if we focus ourselves and we focus the condition, the patterns, the way we do it in India, we find that we only get few months as a rainfall. And now what we have to do is that we have to collect and conserve as far as possible the immense quantity of rain water. And then we can also conserve it, not letting it go into the sea. Because as we know that once water is, it goes into the sea, it goes waste, because the sea water is salty and it cannot be used. But now with the help of modern technology, people are also trying to recycle the sea water also. As we see in countries like Arab countries, if we take an example of Dubai, that how they are they are maximizing the use of water, and they as a cyclic process they are making it reusable, the water which they get as a store or as a conserved part. So incredibly large quantities of the precious fluids are thus lost to country, and so the water goes waste. Now this has become a national problem, and we must consider it and deal it with our national lines. Then another problem which Raman speaks of is afforestation. As I already told you that we say pleasures or measures, they go in form of prayers to sky, and sky in turn returns the rain fall as a blessings come down. So now what is important is how we can plant trees where suitable trees. Now there are two things, quantity as well as quality. We have to take care that we plant possible useful plants, trees, and also we can develop the civilized forest, not as a wild jungle but as which is one of the most urgent needs of India, is that the plantation would directly and indirectly prove a source of untold wealth to the country, and it would check soil erosions, it would conserve the water, and also provide cheap supplies of fuel. And in this way, we can render the wasteful conversion of farmyard manure into a form of fuel. So this is also very important when we talk of afforestation. Afforestation also should be done in a very planned and systematic manner. We have to cultivate, we have to plant trees which are really useful in checking soil erosion. Then the measures which control the movement of water are, they give life to the countryside. People of country, most of the people live in a countryside, and by the cheapest form of internal transport in a country is by boats and barges through canals and rivers. We can talk of internal waterways in India also, because this is the part where we are not taking care of. We talk of development of rail and road construction, we talk of more and more roads being constructed, but the harnessing of water supplies actually makes possible the development of hydroelectric power also, because the availability of electric power is also a thing which can make a life different from what we see. So in particular, it would be to enable underground water to be tapped to greater extent at present, and then we can help to overcome the irregularity or inadequacies of other sources of supply. So in one sense, as Raman in his concluding stanza, in his concluding part, he says, water is the commonest of liquids, but it is the most uncommon of liquids because it has got amazing properties which are responsible for its unique power of maintaining animal and plant life. So we have to, there is a time when we should investigate the nature and properties of water, and which is a matter of great scientific interest also, and it is far from the exhausted field of research. So water has to be taken care of, and I end my lecture with the couplet of Rahim, who was a great Hindi poet, who in his couplet writes beautifully, Rahiman पानी राखिए बिन पानी सब सून पानी गए न उबरे moti manas chun. That is, conserve water. There is nothing without water. If we really want to conserve, if we really want to get, I can say, livelihood, if we really want to get bread, if we really want to survive on this universe, we have to take care of water, because without water, we cannot think of pearl, human being, and uh, flour, or we can say wheat. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you again with some other lecture.